Hello everyone, we are back live from Chicagoland Speedway for round 13. It is the Chicago 40 presented by United Airlines. This is so the starting grid is going to be an inverse of what the finishing order of yesterday's Camping World 40 is. So now let's take a look at that. On pole is the number 07 Speedway Chevrolet Camaro of Derek Hamill. He was the pole sitter for yesterday's Camping World 40, but had a camshaft failure before the start, so he did not make the start. To his outside is the number 40 Monster Energy Dodge Hellcat of Bailey Pendergast. Row 2 is Tari Lowell and Season 1 champ Tommy Rollo in his highest start since probably the Season 1. Row 3 is the 74 of Blake Kanaki and the 26 of Nijika Kazami. Row 4 sees a pair of Toyotas in Abel DeGroat and Timothy McKenzie. And rounding out the top 10 is a pair of Chevys, the 3 of Patrick Starr and the 27 of Nathan Smith. Row 6 sees Jackson Kelsey alongside Zachariah Armstrong. Row 7 is a pair of Chevys, the 7 of Logan Williams and the 70 of Kevin Hulkenberg. Row 8 is a pair of Dodges and Bradley Ream and John McFadden. Row 9 sees the 38 of Arthur Xavier and the 80 of Adam Mitchell, and rounding out the top 20 is Renan Isip alongside Anderson Reed. Row 11 is the 60 of Riley Spurleytube and the 17 of Josh King. Then row 12 is Azul Cielo and Henry Williams. Row 13 is the 35 of Leland Hill and the 16 of Wyatt Qualley. And row 14 is Tim Pitch next to Adrian Rojas. Rounding out the top 30 in row 15 is the 97 of Blaze Aitken and the 45 of Ryan Llewellyn, followed by Theo Spletzer and Felix Jansen. Then it's a pair of Toyotas, the 9 of Rafiq Razana and the 76 of Noah Clifton. Behind them, it's Riley Wilkin and Brad Stover. And then it's the 20 of Chrissy Spletzer and the 85 of Vincent David, followed by Nonigan Scott and Nelson Reeves. Then on the final row of the grid, it's yesterday's winner, the 83 of Nixon D'Mill next to the 34 of Ryan Keith. A pair of Toyotas make up the back row. So another 27 lap race, but a very different finish, a very different starting order. It looks like that no mechanical issues this time around. All 42 cars will be able to see the green, and that is great news for Derek Campbell. And that team's going to need to bounce back big time if they're going to want to close back up on the 83 of Nixon D'Mill, who's pulled out to the points lead. A win would certainly be helpful for that 07 team. Plenty of drivers up here who have never won a race or are looking to rebound after a poor start to Season 2. Either way, the pace car is off and the green flag is out here from Chicagoland. We are racing here for the second of the two doubleheader events. And somewhat predictably, Derek Hamill got to the race lead, but look at this. Here comes Tommy Rollo. It's been a long time since we've seen this 75 car up here battling for the lead, and Tommy Rollo gets to the inside, and there are cars in the wall further back. It looked like we are under the cautions as Hamill's going to hang it around the outside. He's going to try to lead them back to the line, and it will be Derek Hamill leading lap 1, but we didn't even make it a full lap of green flag action. As everyone's settling down here, Bailey Pendergast sits third, but was just trying to settle down, and Abel DeGroat's been spun round by Nijika Kazami. Timothy McKenzie's around as well. Nathan Smith hits the 81. Don't know what all of that was about, but Timothy McKenzie now has damage. As bit of contact while everyone's settling down, and there is Anderson Reed's 57. What has happened here at Chicagoland? So you want to look a bit, so we're looking a bit further up the grid from Reed, Arthur Xavier. So Logan Williams, Kevin Hulkenberg, and John McFadden got together. And McFadden came up into Anderson Reed. Everyone scrambled to avoid. Looks like that for the most part. No, absolutely not. That's DeMille, Keith, and Reeves. 3 cars that finished quite high up. in the finishing order yesterday, they all got involved in that. So, how did Xavier get his oh wait, no, sorry, that's Swirly Tube. So, we're gonna watch on board from the 83, yesterday's winner, Nixon D'Mill. This is what brought out the first caution here at Chicagoland. You saw Reed got up into the wall, and then it was just a scramble to get back up, and when D'Mill merged, he got hooked, and then that sent him, Keith, and Nelson Reeves into the wall. Reeves got the worst of it, as Derek Hamill is now your race leader. Well, he still is your race leader. Tommy Rollo, Bailey Pendergast, Nijika Kazami, and Tari Lowell round out the... Sorry. As DeGroat regains their positions, it will be Hamill, Rollo, Pendergast, Kazami, and DeGroat the top 5. Then Lowell, Ganaki, Starr, McKenzie, and Kelsey the top 10. So it's lap 3. We'll come back when we're ready to head back green flag racing here from Chicagoland. But until then, we'll step aside and get these messages from our sponsor.
For every turn, a twist. For every start, an untimely finish. For every win, someone who loses it. For every number, a nation. For every celebration, a brawl. For every split second, years of work. For every heaven, a hell. For every good old boy, a good old girl. For every curse, a prayer. For every ounce of order, a jug of chaos. For every twist, there's a turn.
So we are back here, lap number 5. We're getting ready to head back green, and as you can see, Anderson Reed and Nelson Reeves, the only 2 cars who have retired from that lap 1 incident. Tommy Rollo is currently under the go or go home qualifier cut in that 07. This would be a great run for them if they could get it together in that 75. But Derek Hamill's going to be able to lead the field to green here as the pace car pulls off. Hamill's looking for his 3rd win on an intermediate track so far this season. He took pole here last season, and the green flag is back out, and it looks like that Rollo went really aggressive. He looked for a way around the 07 of Hamill off the start, and it may have costed him. As Kazami down the inside, as they're going 3 wide for second, Hamill running it a bit deep. They barely keep it off each other, as this is an opening for Nijika Kazami to go for the race lead. Kazami moved over to Ryan Racing after the collapse of RJ Kraft, and she hasn't had the greatest of starts, a lot of incidents, and she could possibly go for the lead here. And there's more wrecking behind them. Big crash. Rojas involved big hits. D'Mill you saw sliding, and it's Hamill's still your leader, and they're gonna race it back to the line. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be much of a competition. Derek Hamill's gonna lead them back to the line. Bailey Pendergast is gonna be 2nd. Tommy Rollo fell back a ton, as this is definitely gonna be something, as there is yesterday's winner, Nixon D'Mill, and that is a sight that Derek Hamill is very happy to see, as that means that that 83 can't score that many points as able DeGroat and Blake and Naki made contact. DeGroat has now had 2 incidents. Well, they're all slowing their cars back down under from the caution. As what happened? We saw some hard hits here. So, well, we know that cautions breed cautions, and that's certainly what appeared to happen here. So, Mackenzie got turned by Kelsey down into Ream. Ream got hit by Rojas and came up and right into the path of Riley Spurleytube. And then a head-on impact there from Adam Mitchell. But I think the car that we want to watch is the 60 of Spurleytube. Already had damage from the previous incident, came up, then when he came back down, he collected McFadden there. And then I think that D'Mill got, and Logan Williams came together trying to avoid this. So we watched Logan. Oh no, he hit Rojas. And then D'Mill just kind of plowed in behind him. So some heavy impacts. We'll watch onboard Bradley Ream in the Hardee's 42. Second caution from Chicagoland, and it is quite a big incident. You can hear some of the impacts. Let's hope everyone's alright. The Adam Mitchell's great streak of runs over, as we're going to step aside for a bit, no commercials, but we'll be back to bring you the green flag action here from Chicagoland. We are back here on lap 11 of 27, and John McFadden, Adam Mitchell, Bradley Ream, Logan Williams, Riley Spurleytube, Adrian Rojas, and Nixon D'Mill are going to all join the DNF count. And that is great news for Derek Hamill and his team, as they currently lead, and if they could get this race win, they are going to have a good chance to steal back the points lead after their debacle in the first race. But Bailey Pendergast, Najika Kazami, Tari Lowell, Abel DeGroat, all trying to steal that race win. And most of these guys up here are trying to become first-time winners. As the green flag is back out here, Pendergast looks like he tried a similar strategy to Tommy Rollo. Can he get back down in time to avoid losing a ton of spots? As you can see, Tari Lowell has jumped to the inside. They're going to go 3 wide again for second. It nearly ended disastrously last time, as Kazami and Pendergast are going to make a bit of contact there. As heading down the back straight. This is the part where all the 07 needs to do is survive, as they are really going at it behind him. Coming off of turn 4, it looks like that Kazami's going to have second, but just barely, as here comes Tari Lowell. As Hamill's really starting to pull away, they're going to go nearly 4 wide. Contact there. More contact, and Kazami and Pendergast are in the wall. Arthur Xavier, Timothy McKenzie, oh, Noah Clifton airborne. And that is another caution here, as coming the race back to the line for second. It is going to be, Tommy Rollo getting it over Lowell and Starr. But it is the 07 of Derek Hamill who really just shot out to the race lead and then didn't look back. But that is big, because that's Pendergast. Those are some guys who are competing up at the front, and there's been looks like another incident, because there's Rosanna and Jansen who weren't in that original incident. So another incident here, and what is really proving to be a very wreck-filled race here. And that's allowing for some of the guys who started at the back to come up to the front. But here's the incident. Rollo nearly forced 4 wide for second. Then Lowell came up into Kazami and then squeezed them again, and that's what sent them around. Then Pendergast, you saw the 40 of Pendergast up there on the inside, on the outside. Mostly everyone made it through. You saw Xavier, then Mackenzie, and then Clifton, Hill, and Scott just all kind of piled in there. And so looking at what happened with Razan, yeah, there was a whole separate incident over here. So everyone was, cars were coming back up the track. Kelsey and Jansen made contact. That sent the 19, hard hit. So the 19, so he makes contact with Keith. Then at the same time, you see Razana and Llewellyn came together. Jansen with a hard hit. Same with Razana and Llewellyn, as a few of these cars barely make it by. So another incident here. It's just been caution city, and that'll allow for more caution laps that Derek Hamill can lead, which is ever more increasing his chances of picking up a race win. We're going to step aside here once again to bring you back the action live here from Chicagoland. Back here on lap 17, over the break, Nonigan Scott had an engine failure, which put him out of the race. So joining the DNF list, Ryan Keith, Nonigan Scott, Noah Clifton, Leland Hill, Bailey Pendergast, Jackson Kelsey, Najika Kazami, Felix Jansen, Ryan Llewellyn, and Rafiq Razana. This is looking a lot like Indianapolis with the amount of DNFs we currently are looking at. The guys up at the front here are loving it. They want to see more DNFs because that means that they have a better chance of preserving whatever finishing position they have, as Timothy McKenzie, currently the last car still in the race, in 23rd. Almost half of the field is out due to incidents. We've had about 4 crashes so far, and we still have nearly 10 laps left, so still plenty more can happen. And while it is looking good for Derek Hamill, he has been challenged multiple times off these restarts. And that's when clearly everyone has been able to get to him, and let's see what happens this time. Pace car is in, and the green flag is back out here from Chicagoland. Looks like it's a decent restart there for Tari Lowell, getting to the inside of Tommy Rollo as Patrick Starr is down the inside of Zachariah Armstrong. Lowell's going to stick to the inside, going to try to take the lead, she will. But Rollo is currently drafting the 07 and proven through 3 and 4 that the outside is where you want to be, so Lowell's going to drop back to 3rd. But the battle for 2nd now is going to be between Rollo and Lowell, as you see Josh King stepping out of line further back there. As Derek Hamill looks like he's gone, Lowell's going to try to tuck up in line behind the 75. That's going to open the door down the inside for the 3 of Patrick Starr. And coming through 3 and 4, Starr looks like that he has 2nd and has cleared the 75 of Rollo. Now, can Starr chase after the runaway 07 of Derek Hamill? So they head through 1 and 2. The 3 is trying to close up. Tommy Rollo also trying to stay in touch. He's going to get a bit of drafting help from Zachariah Armstrong and possibly able to grow. But up front, it looks like that the 3 certainly is closing in here on Derek Hamill. Patrick Starr trying to pick up his first win since North Wilkesboro last season. Derek Hamill trying to pick up his first win since Phoenix of earlier this season. Further back, Tommy Rollo sitting third, DeGroat fourth. Zachariah Armstrong currently has the last spot in the top 5, but he looks like he's going to lose that to Josh King. Nathan Smith up here. Look at some of the names, as some of the guys have clawed back from their low starting positions, like the two splitzers of Theo and Chrissy. As we look back up front, it is still Derek Hamill with the lead, as battle for fourth between Josh King and Abel DeGroat, as they nearly went 4 wide and somehow made it work, as Ulciello had to back out a bit, as this pack is looking real dicey. Vincent David, Tim Pitch, Brad Stover, Theo Splitzer, Nathan Smith, and Ulciello. But they are all somehow managing to make it work, as they're going to go 4 wide. Cielo has his nose in there, and they still make it work. As looking back up to the front, it is still Hamill, as Mackenzie's rounding turn 2. Hamill's heading down the front straight. So it does not look like we'll see lap traffic. So that means that Patrick Starr is going to have to reel in this 07 by speed. Because it looks like that Rollo's going to be too far back to help. Wyatt Qualley, where did he come from? He's all the way up here in 4th. Looking for 3rd maybe on the 75. As at the line, Starr able to shave off a good 0.4 of a second on Hamill's advantage. So we look at the quickest lap so far. Hamill currently has a 10th up of the quickest laps, but currently on Starr, but currently the quickest lap goes to Chrissy Splitzer. As coming to 2 laps to go here, I don't know if Patrick Starr is going to have enough time unless he can seriously put a big dent into that lead, which he actually loses 0.4. That's not what the 3 team wanted. Can the 07 hang on and completely swap the points lead back to where it originally was, over where it originally was before the race, before yesterday's race? Patrick Starr really reeled him in there through 3 and 4, and at the line, it was a stellar last few corners from Patrick Starr. He's right on the 07's tail, but he's going to need to be able to make a move here through as they head onto the back straightaway. He doesn't have that much time left. He's going to have maybe 1-2 opportunities left. The 3 is staying tucked in, has a look low. Hamill is able to cover him off. Unless the 3 can get an amazing run, which he won't, it's not going to happen. Derek Hamill wins the Chicago 40. And that's going to Wyatt Qualley 3rd. Then Tommy Rollo barely over Josh King for 4th. Josh King finishes 5th. Quite a wreck-filled race here at Chicagoland. Let's take a look through your full finishing results. Derek Hamill, your race leader. Patrick Starr, Wyatt Qualley, Tommy Rollo, Josh King, your top 5. Then Abel DeGroat, Henry Williams, Tim Pitch, Vincent David, Brad Stover round out the top 10. Tari Lowell, Zachariah Armstrong, Chrissy Splitzer, Renan Nisip, Theo Splitzer, Kevin Hulkenberg, Riley Wilkin, Azul Cielo, Nathan Smith, Arthur Xavier, and Blaze Aitken round out the top half of the grid. Blake Ganaki and Timothy McKenzie were the last 2 finishers. Then Ryan Keith, Nottingham Scott, Noah Clifton, Leland Hill, Bailey Pendergast, Jackson Kelsey, Nichika Kazami, Felix Jansen, Rafiq Rizana, Ryan Llewellyn, John McFadden, Adam Mitchell, Bradley Ream, Logan Williams, Riley Spillytube, Adrian Rojas, Nixon D'Mill, Anderson Reed, and Nelson Reeves all did not finish here at Chicagoland. So that has been all from the Chicagoland Speedway here in Joliet, Illinois. We'll see you next time, where it'll be All-Star Race Weekend from Langhorne Speedway in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. But until then, this has been Ash Jacobson. We'll see you next time.